Welcome to this episode of My Benefits as a Veteran. Today we're going to talk about transitioning to civilian employment, right? All the information we provide, helpful, simple information for veterans. Transitioning to employment is something every veteran is going to have to deal with, and veterans are about to be dealing with this year, this month, next week. It's the reality of it, right? A transition that each of us has to make. So we're going to give you 3 specific challenges for veterans in making this transition and some things you can do so you can have success overcoming these specific challenges. Number 1, job market uncertainty, right? You're coming from the military, super stable, where you know what to expect for years to come. When you separate, you're going into an uncertain job market, right? As of May 2025, unemployment rate for veterans, 4%, right? I mean, come on now. Lower than civilians, I mean, come on, obviously. But shout out to the veterans, you know, but there's still some folks who are unemployed, whether by choice or, you know. But as a veteran, man, take advantage of your benefits. On Helpful Veteran, right at the top of the site, we say, use your past experiences to help your future. That's what this is about, right? It's kind of some old people wise stuff, no doubt. I'm old, motherfucker. Come on now, I'm not a child, bro. I've been along for a long time, been alive. I've been alive for a long time, so we got to pass along this information, man. Use your past experiences to help your future, right? So that job market uncertainty, how do you overcome that? Connect at the American Job Center. They have veteran-focused reps there to help you find jobs. At the American Job Center, they have it. At your Department of Veteran Services, whatever your agency is called in your state, within 20 to 30 miles of you, there's an office of people waiting to help veterans transition into employment, right? So use the resources. These resources for veterans can be your stability. Job market uncertainty, cool. Use somebody who's actually studying the job market and get advice from them on where you can go as a veteran to still be successful. So that's number 1, that job market uncertainty. All right. Number 2, skills gap. There's a skills gap coming from the service to civilian life, right? You're coming into an environment where the skills that you have, the technical skills, may not be as relevant now. The beauty of this thing, though, when you come from the military, the soft skills you have are killer out here in the civilian world. Leadership, discipline, problem solving, right? Adaptability, trainability. As a veteran, when you come into the civilian world, man, if you can highlight those veteran skills and show how you've used them throughout your military career and that you're going to use them in your civilian career, you'll be just fine. You may not have the technical skills, but you have the coachability, adaptability, trainability to learn those skills, no problem. And you also have leadership, which is lacking in the civilian world. You also have discipline, lacking in the civilian. You also have problem solving, lacking in the civilian world. You also have teamwork, sorely lacking in the civilian workforce. Right, so you have skills, soft skills that give you an advantage. But you have to understand that going out, right? Technical skills, I may not have them yet, but I have all the soft skills that show you I can learn whatever technical skills you're willing to teach me. So that skills gap, how do we handle that? Position the skills that you do have, highlight those, right? Acknowledge the fact that I may not possess some of these technical skills currently, but I have the soft skills that show I'm willing to learn these skills and be effective with them going forward. Right? It's a no-brainer. It's a no problem. Number 3, navigating a different culture. Military culture is different from civilian culture, right? Military culture different from civilian culture. When you talk about culture, you're talking about things like communication style. All right, you're talking about the organization structure, right? For this transition specifically, the communication style of the military, a lot more direct, a lot more upfront, right? If I need you to pick that thing, hey man, go pick that up. Bring it to me. All right? Direct communication. Civilian workforce, direct communication may not be well received. And the point of communication is to communicate. right? It's to say things in a way that the other person is going to receive it. And if there's some action I want them to take, say it in a way that'll invite them to take the action. So if you're saying things directly to a person and it's turning them off, then you need to adjust how you're saying the stuff, right? So be mindful of that coming in, that folks may not like the direct approach, right? Hey, bring me that file over there. Some people may interpret that, oh, they're being disrespectful. Kid gloves, that's all I'm saying. Kid gloves. It is what it is, right? Like, it's nothing to get upset about, right? It ain't nothing but some shit to get used to, that's all. In this life, you have to be willing to change. There are all kinds of changes you have to make. As a veteran, we're adaptable though, right? So the difference in communication style, that's one. The organizational structure is not as straightforward. In the military, straightforward hierarchy, private to, master sergeant, gunny sergeant, whatever the case is. In the civilian workforce, it's more kind of tiered. Goes up to manager, and then there's a bunch of managers, right? Goes up to maybe some other manager, and then there's a bunch of those. So it's a little more tiered, a little more layered, but also be willing to observe, be willing to learn, and you'll be fine. And then the third aspect of navigating that different culture, the focus on individualism instead of teamwork. In the civilian world, you may run into situations where organizations or industries value individualism over teamwork, right? So don't be surprised by that. That's something that you may want to expect as you go out there. Military, everything's teamwork, right? I mean, come on, everything's done as a unit. Everything's done for the unit. Most of what we do affects the unit. And so you have that as a consideration, right? Like getting out of the military, it's like a damn sports player, right? I miss the camaraderie. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the hanging out with my guys. How about that shit? Hey, people are wild, right? We all know as humans, we are some wild folk. And then as young people, we are wild, man. I've seen some incredible things in the military, like people do some incredible stuff. I miss the camaraderie. But again, in civilian life, there could be more of a focus on individualism over teamwork. So do not be surprised by that, right? Those are the three challenges. Number one, job market uncertainty. How do you overcome it? Use the resources, right? Use that DVOP or lever who's familiar with the job market and can guide you effectively. Number two, skills gap, right? How do you overcome it? Highlight the skills that we do have as veterans, the soft skill. I may not have the technical skills, but I'm obviously willing to learn that. I can be coached, trained to learn whatever you need me to learn, right? That's what military service shows. And then number three, navigating the differences in culture, right? Communication style, organizational structure, and the focus on individualism over teamwork. Hey, keeping it quick, keeping it simple. It's all right here, baby. That's the visual aid for you. As a veteran, man, use everything you got to make this transition. Right? For me, it took me 11 years before I used my benefits, and I was broke as a joke for all 11. When I started using my benefits, still didn't have money. But it put me in the career, the industry, to where I eventually was able to have some success because I took it seriously. I just committed to an industry. This is what I'm going to do, and I took it seriously. And then, of course, it takes me about a year or two to get the hang of something, but if I stick with it, I'll get it down, bro, like in science. But I have to stick with it for that year or two, not day or two, not hour or two. No. Year or two, right? Using my benefits, man, changed my life. Prior to using my benefits, I was a dishwasher, a busboy, I was a bartender, I was a banquet server, I was a materials handler, unloading trucks, right? I sold meat in the streets. Not like that. I'm talking about like boxes of steak and shrimp and all that. I was one of those guys, you know what I'm talking. I was selling like boxes of random stuff like Mocatrol cars and pleather jackets and all this. I did a lot of wild jobs after I had served in the military and came out. This is not like teenage jobs. These are adult jobs. Because I neglected to use my benefits, man. So I will continue and never stop to encourage, hey, use your benefits, learn the information, use the information if you deem it to be valuable. Share the information. Come on, bro. Be selfish now.